Good afternoon. A bit of an unusual stream today in that I need to do some testing of my setup. Last week, we moved my computer to another room, and my computer is no longer right next to the Wi Fi box. So I had some technical issues with the internet the first couple days, and I've been trying to resolve them. And this morning I had a frame drop test that I consider to be successful enough to attempt some actual test streams. So I did a frame drop test on the splash screen, and um, and I got it down a bit. So today we're going to frame drop test the camera, maybe the browser. We'll do frame drop tests on various games when we get to those games later. Because of the technical issues and the move of the setup, I missed Star Wars weekend, which I'm really, really sad about. But because I was planning a month long celebration of Star Wars on the channel anyway, we've still got a few weeks where we can get some nice Star Wars content in. So let's frame drops don't look too bad right now, but I haven't switched to the camera yet, so we'll see what happens when I go to the camera. I don't have any Star Wars Lego yet, but I should next week or the week after. And we'll also do some Star Wars games, but today I just want to test things. So we'll start with the highlight of what was supposed to be the highlight of Star Wars weekend for me, which was droids. Let's go to the camera. This is where the fun begins. You remember R3EV? He's not going to talk right now. I actually have him powered down. We're going to give him power cells. I figured as long as we're doing droids, we may as well swap all the batteries at the same time. So we're going to be giving him new batteries and his remote, and then we'll put, at the same time, we put the batteries in the new droid, which we will assemble right here on stream. I am seeing some drop frames right now, but I'll watch the playback for actual drop frames. I'm just watching the number in the studio. So it's unfortunate that my droid building stream has to be the one where I'm testing the camera for frame drops, but I need him built. I need my second droid built tonight. I sourced the parts over the past 2 months, and it was supposed to be built last weekend, and I want my second droid. I've been wanting to get a second droid since a few months after bringing R3EV here home from Disney. The second droid is another Galaxy's Edge droid, but I bought the parts piecemeal and will be assembling it here at home. So it won't have the fancy activation sequence that droids at Galaxy's Edge get. So I'll go ahead and let's take him down and open him up so that we may take care of his batteries. The batteries, if I remember correctly, are this panel on the back here with the 2 screws. I think that's the battery panel. Let's go ahead. And I'm doing the battery replacement on camera, as well as the droid assembly on camera, so you all can see exactly how that all works. Alright, looks like this screwdriver is not turning those screws, so am I in the incorrect? No. Let me see if I can get a different tooltip here. Let me see if I can find I bought this little screwdriver with changeable tips for just this purpose, but I don't remember how it comes off. Okay, clearly that's not anything relevant here. Okay, so this, you don't turn this black bit. What you do is you pull that little silver plunger looks like this. Okay, so the rest of these are double-ended. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so that's snapped into place. Yeah, now the screw is turning. So, yeah. I just learned how to use my new screwdriver on stream. So we're going to open up this back panel here. And you can see inside the Droid, it takes 6 AA batteries. And before I continue, I just realized I don't have anything to collect the trash in. Let me reach aside, and I have this box top that I'll just set the old batteries in. So we're going to take out these 6 and put in a new 6. And batteries are expensive now, so putting the batteries in at the same time means that the 2 droids should go out at about the same time, because I'm going to play with them about equally. And I didn't get Energizer or Duracell because the store, they're the 2 main brands, and batteries are incredibly expensive now. Like, you won't believe how much they've gone up, since most devices now use rechargeable batteries, internal batteries, USB charging. So I just got the Rayovacs, which are, when it comes to third-party batteries, they're amongst the best. So we're swapping. Alright, there's a pack of 4. I got 3 packs of 4 because we're going to be putting batteries in 2 droids. So now you can see R3 EV is fully loaded with fresh power cells. We'll go ahead and close them up. And we're not going to turn them on just yet because, like I said, we're swapping all the batteries. So we're also going to be going into his remote and swapping those batteries in a moment. Now the droids take 6 AA's each, but the remotes, I think, take AA's. Excuse me, one moment. Okay. Alright, so now we'll pull out R3 EV's remote here. And you can see on the back of the remote, there's just this one little screw here. So we'll go ahead and open that up. Oh, it's just 2 AAA batteries for the remotes there. And in addition to the remote, there's also a Droid Depot app, which you can download to your phone. And the Droid Depot app also allows you to sync up to your droid through Bluetooth and control your droid through your phone. That's not the fancy beacons that I was showing off on the stream before. That's another whole project. But that's a cool thing you can do with your phone too if it's an Android. So it's just 2 AAA batteries for the remote. So let's go ahead and put these in. And now let's just test everything. Okay, so the remote is working. I've got to remember not to hit those buttons while he's not in going mode. But yeah, so I'd say... So we're going to switch him off for now and set him aside because R3 Eevee is ready to go. So now we're going to go ahead and get ready to build our second droid. A friend for R3 Eevee. Give me one moment, I need to respond to this text. Alright, sorry about that. That was an urgent text, I needed to respond to that. So, alright, so now we're going to get started with our second droid. And the reason why I decided that now was the time for the second droid, well, you'll see in just a few moments. But first, let me go ahead and let's get out the main part of the droid. So this is what a droid's body looks like before you attach the legs and dome. And you can see he also doesn't have his front panels. Now, Disney, they give you the front panels in black, white, red, or blue for free when you go to check out. But here, we actually got a special set of panels. Let me make sure that he's switched off. And let's go ahead and open the body up and put the batteries in. I don't know what to expect in terms of batteries. And R3 Eevee's remote I'm just going to set with him because you'll see we got a second remote. So as you can see, he came without batteries, which I got all these parts off of eBay, so it's pretty normal for there not to be batteries in there when you get loose parts off, droid parts off of eBay. Okay, so we have 2 batteries left over in this 4-pack. Since there's 6 batteries each, R3 Eevee needed, each droid needs 1.5 4-packs. I wanted to get a 12-pack, but they didn't have the 3rd brand in 12 packs. They only had 4 packs. So let's go ahead and open this last pack of AA batteries, and we'll go ahead. Now, obviously, this droid isn't going to have that fancy activation sequence that they do at the assembly counter at the Droid Depot. We're going to put him together, and then we're going to sync him with the remote, and that's how it's going to work. And I actually already picked out in my mind the parts I want for my 3rd droid, which we'll probably do for Life Day in November. Alright, so this droid has its batteries, and while we're still thinking about batteries, let's go ahead and do his remote. So he's got his batteries, his body's closed up. Obviously he's not going to do anything yet because he's not put together. So there's our droid as it stands right now. And I have here, I kept this one in the wrap to keep it distinct from R3's remote, where you can now unwrap it because this remote is going to be able to be used now. As you can see, this one, like most eBay, unless you're getting like a pre-built droid on eBay, and a lot of people sell their pre-built droids, but usually if you're just getting pieces, they'll ship it without the batteries. So let's go into our AAAs and grab two more. And excuse me one more moment. And as you can see, the light just came on when I did that. So let's go ahead and secure the battery cover. And we are now done with batteries. Obviously, it's not going to do anything yet. Because we're not even, well, the droid's not put together and the droid's not synced. The next piece we need of the droid, while we have all the slots open, actually let's do that next. Let's go ahead and put the legs and dome together. So now if I reach behind me to the parts, I have droid legs, and then we'll do the droid dome. So I got black legs, and there's going to be a black and silver dome, and I think that's going to be a nice framing for the white body. And you'll also see there's a colored mid leg. You'll see why when we start putting the panels on. I was going for a pretty cool color balance. I think I like what I did here with the design. I still have to show you the reason why this was the time to jump on a second droid, but for now, let's... The middle wheel, if I remember, that just slides in and locks into place, like that. And then the legs actually screw into place. At the assembly counter, after you pick your parts, there's a little screwdriver that they hand you so that you can attach the legs. The droid has power cells, but it's not going to do anything till assembly is complete. So let's get the legs unwrapped so we can attach them, and then we will screw them in and make sure that they're all tight and secure. And excuse me a moment, because this bit of plastic is being stubborn, and I also have a urgent text to respond to regarding the shopping order that family's doing for me. So let me go ahead and respond to this real quick. Sorry about the stop and goes. We're looking at 8.4% so far drop frames across the stream since we started. So, not great, but better than it was during my tests. I, of course, am going to watch the playback before I actually upload this video. Okay, let me just take care of this text real quick. Okay, so I think, all right, things should go well with that shopping order. So let's go ahead and get these legs put on. You want to make sure you have this fake wiring detail pointed forward when you insert the legs, and they should line up with the sockets. And then you turn this little screw that's sticking out of the leg like this, and you make that nice and tight. And then you do the same for the other side. You line up the leg, you press it in, and you turn the screw nice and tight. And now that he can stand under his own power, well, he's still not complete. We still have several pieces to add. We have to do, you'll notice on the side of the legs there, an indent. That's where we're going to put detail panels. You get those at the exit too, like you do with the... And then, of course, you can fold out the legs to put it into rolling mode, like that. Oh yeah, you got to fold the feet down as well as the legs. It's been a while since I did rolling mode with R3 because we never really had the space for that. But yeah, that's how you put it into rolling mode for playing, is you adjust the legs like that, and something just fell. Let me just see. There's a panel that fell off, a little black panel that I don't know where it goes. It doesn't match up with any of the panels on the front. It's not a side panel. Oh, it's an inside panel for the legs. Okay. Okay, so, all right. I didn't know that those little inner leg panels came off so easily. That's something I'll have to keep an eye on. In fact, I didn't even know about those inner leg panels because I never noticed them on R3. So, before we start finishing him up, you see the slot here on the side here? We actually have something special for that. We have here what's called a personality chip. They've released 9 different ones. What this does is this changes the droid's voice. For R3 Eevee, I just went with the default R2-D2 voice. But for the second droid, I wanted to give it a distinct voice so that when they talked, I would be able to tell without looking which one was talking. So we're going to take the personality chip. This one's a blue one. The different colors have different voices. Some of them are aligned with Resistance, some with First Order, and some are aligned with the scoundrels, the bounty hunters and smugglers. Um, the blue one, this blue one, I think is a resistance one. I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to take that, we're going to take the chip, and we're going to insert it into the slot here. And now, when this droid talks, it won't have the default R2-D2 beeping that R3 Eevee uses. It will have its own voice patterns and beeps. So now that that's in, let's go ahead and put the dome on, and then I'll show you the reason for why now was the time to jump on a droid. Let's get the dome out. So for this droid, you can see I got a basic black and silver dome. I thought it looked classy and pretty, and thought it would go nicely when framed with the black legs against the white body. So here is this droid's dome. You can see the actual patterning and paint job is a little bit simpler than the standard R2 ones, but it uses pretty much the same molds. But yeah, this is a classy black and silver one that I really like. So this, to do this, there's a notch inside the technical part on the top of the head, and you just press this into place. Once you get the notch lined up, of course, you can press it into place. And it just snaps down like that. And here we go. Our droid is another step closer to completion. But we have one more thing we need to add before we're ready to turn him on and sync him to the remote. And actually we're done with the screwdriver, so I'm going to set it out of the way here. So the reason why now was the time to jump. Remember these front panels need to be put on? I found these. These are the rare limited edition rainbow panels that were released for 1 month in a couple of years ago. I've only ever seen these on eBay 4 times. The first 3 times it was over $150 each time. And then the 4th time, back in March when I saw it on eBay, they were going for $60. And I decided it was time to jump on them and get the parts for my second droid. I think they're going to give a nice color splash, and I think it's going to be a nice color scheme against the white, black, and silver of his body. So let's go ahead and get these open and get these panels attached. R3 Eevee, as you know, also has non-standard accessory panels, but the gold ones are available year-round. There's nothing rare about the gold panels. The metallic panels are available in 5 or 6 different colors. There's gold, I think there's teal, there's pink, and I forget what the other colors are. But the rainbow panels are rare, and they're very hard to get secondary market, especially for a reasonable price. If you ever see these rainbow panels for $60, you jump on them. So I got that open, and now we're just going to take them out of the tray and attach them one at a time. You can see the main side panels here. You got the full rainbow. You also got this panel here that's red, and this panel that's purple, and then the side panels are blue and red. I kind of got the blue, I chose blue for the middle leg to balance out the red and the purple that are going to go down the middle of his body here. So let's start. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this on camera because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Let's lay him down. That might be a way to do it. So you can see we have these 2 panels at the side, the red and blue ones for the legs. let's go ahead and snap those on. Let's see, that's the red. The red panel's going to go there, so we're going to put the blue one. And for the leg panels, you just line them up and snap them in like, there's a little tab, you put it in the tab, and then you snap it in like that. And we'll do the same on the other side for this red one. You line up the tab, and then you snap it together like that. And let's see, if I face him this way, you might be able to see a little bit better. Then, of course, we have the purple and the yellow panels going across the top. Now, I showed you the port on this side is for personality chips. The port on this side, you can open it up and attach. There's other accessories that they sell. I don't have any of those. And then these bits here in the front are just decorative. So we'll put, now for these little narrow decorative ones, you snap in there and then you press them in. And actually, I don't think I'm going to do any of the browser testing. I think we'll do a separate stream for that, because this does fill my time requirements nicely for doing a stream. So let me make sure that that's all, that these are attached. Okay, so that one is secure. That's why I was able to press it in. The yellow one was clearly not secure. And I can see the new droid already is giving me a repeat of our Lego streams by yeeting one of his pieces to the floor. That one feels a little bit loose, but it'll be okay once it's all pressed in. Alright. So then we have this red panel here that's going to close up this little area here. So yeah, if you see the rainbow panels on eBay for less than $100, you jump on them if you're planning to build a droid. And then this purple panel here is for the personality chip side, and that'll snap in like this. And it becomes a little door. And this one you can actually open to access the personality chip. And actually the accessory port might actually be this little red one. I'm not sure. Alright, so that closes up nicely. And then we have, of course, the two rainbow strips. These are going to go along the sides here. But I don't remember how these attach. So they go in like this. And even though only the personality chips and the accessory ports actually take things, the panels are all done door style, which means you snap in one side and then they open on the other side. That's probably just for ease of assembly on the ones that don't actually have ports. So there he is, all colored up with all his panels in place. Enjoy this little strip of green, because this is the only officially released Droid Depot part that has any green in it. There's purple heads, there's purple BB parts, red, yellow, there's orange heads, orange BB parts, and there's retired blue parts. But they've never released anything in green, so enjoy that little strip of green there. Anyway, so now he's put together, which means we need to sync the remote. And I don't remember how to do this, so I'm going to Google real quick. How to sync. All right. Okay, that's to do it in Droid Depot, in the Droid Depot app. All right, so we need to turn the droid on and hold his sync button until he starts flashing. Okay, his little syncing LED is flashing there. Okay, so it wants this to be off. Hold forward and accessory. Slide switch to on. So the remote is in pairing mode. Did I not do that fast enough? Okay. Yeah, I didn't do that fast enough. So I will actually put this, I'll put him down like this so I can watch the LED on the camera. Okay, that's a promising sign. So now, so you can hear his beeps are different. This is not R2-D2 beeps. Yeah, that looks like we got functionality on him. I know I said I wasn't going to hit these buttons while they're on the table, but I'm just testing him out here real quick. Okay, let me put him into rolling mode just to make sure he's fully working. Okay, there we go. Yep. I'd say he's working. So let's... I like his design too. He needs a name. How about OR30, I think is a good name for him. OR30. I know it doesn't start with R, but there's only so many droids whose names can start with R. So, let's go ahead and try something here. So this is his remote. I'll set that aside real quick. Let's bring R3EV back into the picture. I read somewhere that if you have two droids active, they'll cancel out each other's shut-off mode, the automatic shut-off, if you have two droids turned on in the same room. So let's just sit the two droids here for a while and see if they respond to each other. I mean, they don't talk, I know that, but I saw a video where if you had multiple droids in the same room, they'd cancel out each other's shut-off and speak every couple minutes. So that's just what we're waiting for. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and look for an exit raid, because just a short little stream today to test the camera, and I will be watching the playback before I post this video. And meanwhile, we're going to keep watching them for a little bit longer. So R3 Eevee and OR30, new best friends here. And there will be a third droid, I think, on Life Day. Yeah, I like the way this one turned out. I like his look. Alright, so they went on at the same time. Alright. That's kind of satisfying. Normally it's just random when they speak up, but yeah, I'd say this was a successful test. Let's wait for them to talk one more time. But I'd say this was a good test stream. And I'll know how good a test stream it was when I watch the playback and see how the cameras look. And actually check the drop frames. But I think we did pretty well. Streaming might be a thing that can return. I want to do a browser test. So we'll probably make up for not doing Star Wars weekend with some Star Wars browser-based nostalgia. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. I want to get the browser test before I start trying to do games here. Just because I was having so many issues with the network when I first set up over here. So we'll wait for them to speak one more time. And I don't see most of my normal streamers just because this was an afternoon stream rather than an evening stream. So it's a different crop of musicians who show up. Let's wait for them to talk one more time, and then we will proceed out with our raid. Okay, I'm satisfied with their talking to each other. I'm going to go ahead and switch them off to save a little battery for now. And then we will raid out. Let's see. Zoe Wren Music is a good show. The other ones I see here are shows that I don't remember. Wait, is she doing drums or is she doing her regular show? There's one Twitch streamer here who sometimes does drum shows, and I don't like those. They're too noisy. But sometimes she does piano and guitar. Nah, she's got her guitar. We're going to raid Emma McGann tonight. She's English. And she has a pretty studio set up in her show. So we're going to raid Emma McGann Music. And this was fun building this second droid with you. And these two droids are going to go on an adventure. And I'm going to go get ready for my 6 o'clock meeting. Have a good rest of your day. And maybe I'll see you later for the browser test. Or maybe I'll see you tomorrow. But for now, may the Force be with you. Oh, raids turned off. Let's try raiding Zoe Wren then, because other than that, there's nobody else on that I know. Raid's blocked there too. John Lee's on. Let me see if he's actually streaming or if this is his loop. If it's his video loop. Raid's blocked there too. John Lee's on. Let me see if he's actually streaming or if this is his loop. No, it's the video loop. You know, we're going to take a chance on this one streamer whose name I don't recognize. Let's raid Rob Does Music. You know, we're going to take a chance on this one streamer whose name I don't recognize. Let's raid Rob Does Music. Okay, that worked. All right, I'll see you soon. May the force be with you.
Murray, das wäre noch richtig geil. Also, na, HSV macht irgendwie und dann kommt noch Elversberg und zieht Köln ab. Das wär Hammer. Das wäre Hammer. Ja, gegen Saarbrücken. Uncle Evie! Sorry, we've just been on a little tangent talking about football because I made the mistake of becoming a football fan. How are you doing? And welcome to fellow Evie friend. How is your stream? Welcome in.